There's always so much talk surrounding the WNBA, and to be honest, I almost didn't make this video. If you clicked it hoping I would bash the WNBA or tell you how they should raise the rim so the women can dunk, then you're only kind of right. I mean, I'm tired of hearing the same old tropes. I think it's time I fix this once and for all. The other day, I was scrolling the YouTube streets and came across Gils Arena. They were discussing the recent Michael Porter Jr. interview where he talked about the WNBA and compared them to ping pong players, and that an athlete's pay is based on the audience they can attract. This led to former NBA player Rashad McCants to ask current WNBA player Lexi Brown,
what is the problem? What is the solution?
Right.
This seems like a pretty basic question, because it is. Lexi goes on to answer, people say it's the product, but she does not agree.
I mean, everyone says the problem is the product. That's not the problem. There's great basketball being played throughout the entire W.
Let me just make it clear right now before someone tries to clip this down the road. The NBA, meaning men's basketball, is currently putting out the worst product it has in years. A legit 4 out of 10. That said, the WNBA most certainly has a product problem. This brother and sister product, which is the NBA and WNBA, are both lacking. The NBA is just being saved by its longevity and, quite frankly, the players' potential to excite if given the space to shine. However, I'm not going to hyper-focus on a product issue in this video. I feel like people have done that to death. Instead, I think McCants started us down the path of what's the problem and what's the solution. Let's dig in. It never really matters the business. There's always multiple problems on the road to success. There's no exception for the WNBA. In fact, I think what we need is to organize these problems in a clear way to better understand how to address them. Pyramid style. At the bottom, I will put the product, as it lays the base for the business. The product, which for me means more of the skill level and potential for success, which is what keeps eyes on the league. At the next level, I will put the players, similar to the product, but think of it like this. An aging athlete can still sell tickets even if the product, i.e. skill level and potential, is not what it was. Meaning, fresh talent will draw eyes. At the next level, I will put the coaches, owners, and team management. Pretty self-explanatory, but these people run the league, and for a business, if this isn't right, then the business won't work. Go into any restaurant, and if it's filthy, I promise you will leave and most likely never go back. All because the manager didn't crack the proverbial whip. The next level, and at the top of the pyramid, marketing. I know some people will point to the fact that currently the WNBA is getting promo during every NBA game, and my answer would be, of course, and it should. That's the bare minimum they deserve if the goal is to make money with this business. However, with so many big sporting events taking place this month, I thought we'd take it a step further. Every sport and team has to market themselves, and part of that is by using some sort of gimmick that sets them apart. This month, the NFL had the Super Bowl. To my football viewers, say what you want, but for me, personally, I spoke to a ton of people who had no idea who was even playing this year. And quite frankly, they did not care. People tuned in for the exciting commercials that had become news stories leading up to the Super Bowl and even after. People tuned in for the halftime show, which has become one of the biggest must-see concerts of the year. People even fly into the city where the game is held and do not attend the game, but rather just to party and be around that energy.
We love the Niners, and we're rooting for our team.
And nobody has a ticket to get in.
And nobody has a ticket to get in, exactly.
My point is that the NFL has created a monster to be proud of. The game can be good or bad, and it will sell out. For perspective, the players will make a $164,000 bonus just for winning the Super Bowl. But this is pennies in comparison to the cities that host. In 2020, when the 49ers and Chiefs faced off in Miami, the Super Bowl host committee and Miami Beach commissions reported that the Super Bowl brought in over 4,500 new jobs to the area and had a total economic impact of $571 million. This means the city hosting will make a ton of money from hotel bookings, bars, and restaurants. Commercials will get views from fans of football and celebrities performing at the halftime show. For the NBA, All-Star Weekend provides a similar draw. Before anyone says it, I will admit the All-Star Weekend has declined, but that points to what I said earlier about the NBA and WNBA putting out poorer products this year. However, do not count out the All-Star Weekend. The Slam Dunk Contest draws new viewers every year, and in fact, this is really how I started following basketball. Vince Carter's arm in a rim amazed me, and is still pretty sick. Now I might have to rewatch that, but I digress. The All-Star Game is host to the best talent in the league, and that event draws eyes. And while all of the events from the Celebrity Game and Skills Challenge, etc. have all declined, the draw of the weekend is still there. I mean, the NBA All-Star Weekend was so big during Shaq's heyday, the man created the biggest comedy event of the year by hosting annual specials during All-Star Weekend in honor of the weekend. He would also release a new shoe each year and get the crowd pumped with his silly antics during the All-Star Weekend. This kind of points to what the league is missing today. Personality. Again, I digress, but this does prove two things. One, that cities profit from the NBA having All-Star Weekend, so this gives them an incentive to promote and support the teams. And two, players can take these opportunities and capitalize on them by boosting their own personal wealth while promoting the league. So, what's the solution? The WNBA needs some sort of gimmick. I know it might sound silly or simple, but they need something that will get eyes on the product. They don't have to build around the championship game. They could build it around charismatic players and maybe new college talent. Off the top of my head, here are a few ideas. They can do an all-star game to start the season with all of the top drafted college players versus the veteran WNBA stars. This brings eyes from young fans to see the value of the old heads, and this shows the young players ready to take over the league. It's a win-win. Another idea. They can do a dunk contest. Yes, where they lower the rim. Not for the season, because I know as a shooter myself, my jumper is wet, so don't mess with it, but lower it for a women's dunk contest to drum up views in a fun way. Another idea. They can hold three-point shootouts throughout the year, where they invite top men and women high school and college athletes to compete for fun. We don't get to see high school, college, and professionals play basketball together, and this would attract a younger fan base. Last idea. For all of these events, they should partner with the NBA and select several NBA players as WNBA ambassadors. Name it something cool like cross-league ambassadors, who promote the WNBA and attend these events for photo ops, friendly one-on-ones, or horse shootouts, etc. with the WNBA players to hype the events. Or they can just hire me, because marketing is really not rocket science. And if it is, then when you do hire me to build your rockets, do me like the WNBA players say and pay me what I'm worth. Real talk. I love basketball and I want to see it flourish. I hope you guys share, like, comment, and subscribe. Well, that's it for me, Mr. B, signing out. Peace.